All right. Well, I don't know when we're going to get to that giveaway. We'll tell you guys a little bit later. Obviously, after this game, we'll tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for game number 4. MarineLorD versus LucifroN on the south side of the map. The color yellow, playing as the Chinese. It's LucifroN7. And on the north side of the map, representing Izzy Esports in the color red. On the Ottomans, it's MarineLorD.
So last time that we had an Ottoman pick yesterday on this map, it was actually a double forward barracks approach. I'm curious if we're going to see something similar to that, because that did manage to throw off. I don't remember who played against it. It was an HRA player. But
it was Beastie.
Yeah, that managed to throw him off because he just got overwhelmed by the amount of spears. So that could be the way to go here. And if you have the forward barracks here with the Chinese, you probably won't be able to supervise it because you won't have an IO close to it. So that could work well against the Chinese here as well.
Yeah, there's definitely some trade-offs on going for the proxy racks versus going for the racks in base. But I think with this opening, obviously both players just going to be looking to avoid any early racks for the moment and just be dropping down double docks or single docks for themselves. And we get into it. So a bit of an eco game. Now, my question for you, do we see an early second town center coming out from LucifroN or not?
Oh, interesting question. It definitely will be preceded by Song Dynasty. I think it depends very heavily on what MarineLorD is up to. If MarineLorD is playing at semi-fast castle-ish approach, then I can see that being a thing. But if MarineLorD is doubling down on feudal, I think we're going to see a 1 TC play here for LucifroN. Maybe fast castle into Nest of Bees and Palace Guards, and only after that go for a second TC.
Yeah, I think something like that could make a lot of sense. Now, you mentioned fast castle, and one of the things to remember, the way that this matchup interacts, is that the Ottomans have got the MIA, the Mehmed Imperial Armory. And this landmark is going to be producing siege over time. Takes about 3 minutes to produce a mangonel. If you've got a blacksmith next to it, reduces that down to 2 minutes. And that's going to be applying siege pressure towards the Chinese player, which means that they need to respond to that. Now, any other civilization would have to drop down a siege workshop to deal with that. But the Chinese, they don't have to. As long as they get to Castle Age, they're able to use their astronomical clock tower to produce Springles. So it gives them a pretty nice advantage in this matchup once Castle Age is reached. So look for that power spike from LucifroN and expect him to play a very heavy siege-focused game.
Yeah, so far it's a peaceful Dark Age, both players going for a dock over here. So this is where we have to mention that between these two players, 9 sets were played in tournaments ever since the release of the game. Only one of that was won by LucifroN. Goes all the way back to Golden League, the first event, first Golden League. Round 3, that's where LucifroN was able to beat MarineLorD 2-1. Every other set that they've played, 8 of them to be precise, was won by MarineLorD.
Wow. That's impressive that MarineLorD's got that much dominance, and especially that it was only the very first one that MarineLorD lost. Every one subsequent after that, he has won. Take a look at this. We've got walls coming up, walls on walls on walls on walls. LucifroN buying himself time. Now remember, as long as he's able to age up, he'll be able to get that archer out towards his position and should be able to push back these units. So that age up will be coming through shortly. He's got 5 bills on gold. He's also... Does he have the Imperial Official out? Doesn't look like he's got an Imperial Official out just yet.
Nope. He's actually good with the Chinese right now, having the faster building landmarks, because that's going to buy him a couple of seconds, make it a little bit more difficult for MarineLorD to get the dock set on fire. But MarineLorD has other plans. Goes with the transport ship. Surprise, says MarineLorD, and LucifroN is going to have to make a run for it.
So smart by MarineLorD. You can see, look at LucifroN. He's added 10 vills onto this Imperial Academy. He needs to age up right now. He needs to drop down the archery range right now. He needs to get archers here. I'd almost be tempted to send over a supervisor to supervise this out. And you can see the vill trying to sneak in. Looks like instead, is he going for a demo? What's he going for? He's going for an archer ship. So instead of going for the archery range, just going to be looking for an archer ship. Makes a little bit more sense, I guess, than the archery range.
Chinese docks work faster, Aussie. He's going to squeeze this in, and that's why he sacrificed the villager.
Now it gets out. Does this mean it survives, though? Let's take a look at the health. The health sitting at about 50%. And you can see him microing every little attack and now bringing in more spears here as well. Keep in mind he's got the scout looking to help out as well. So slowly and steadily, the health of this dock is going down. LucifroN will maintain a presence out here, but if he loses this dock, all MarineLorD has to do is park his spears in that little entry point, and it's almost guaranteed that he's not going to be able to re-establish on water.
He's housed. He's housed and he can't pop out the second junk. Oh, that's terrible. Actually pops it out in the very last second.
MarineLorD hesitated. He was letting the dock burn. If he just sieged it down, it wouldn't have popped. So now he's got 2 junks here, out on the loose. He's going to need to pop these fishing boats inside. Expect that age up to come through soon from MarineLorD. All MarineLorD needs to do right now is just camp the water. Make sure that no vills sneak through, and you can see he's got that spearman hiding underneath the tree. Very tactically positioned.
Yeah, he's got 8 spearmen still left, so he can spread them out very nicely. And you see, there's even a meteor now coming around. MarineLorD, he's going to block this one in all certainty. At this point, LucifroN is just hoping that MarineLorD doesn't do this, but MarineLorD knows fully well what's coming. And he's going to push that villager back, might actually even get the kill, which would be kind of painful, losing 2 villagers plus the dock.
Yeah, it would be very painful this early on. And he does indeed lose it. And there was a wolf there that was going to clean him up anyway. Speaking of wolves, there we go in the middle of the map as archers begin making their way out. Now expect him to bring a villager here with these archers. But the meta should actually help pretty well against those archers because it's going to have the extra movement speed together with the charge. And there's 3 vills coming out. So LucifroN needs to try and establish himself on water before this Hulk comes out. Or at least once this Hulk has cleaned up this position. Because once it does, that's pretty much going to be it. And LucifroN is left to the land.
Yeah, it's a delay game right now for MarineLorD, and he's doing a great job with that. He's just posturing in front of the water line, making sure that he delays the dock as much as possible. Because if he has 2 or 3 Hulks by the time the dock goes up, it's probably going to be too little too late for LucifroN.
Keep in mind, LucifroN is playing as the Chinese. If these 3 vills do make it through, he'll be able to get that dock down very quickly. But the question is going to be whether he's able to do it or not. There's a Hulk defending. There's all these spears defending. Is he going to let... I think he might let them through intentionally. Those vills are now coming through. Such a tense moment right here. Spears making their way onto the shoreline. It's so tense. There's so much action going on both sides of the screen here. Looks like MarineLorD is going to be able to take out that first of the junk. Still moving down to the south, and you can see a little secret attempt for... Oh, he's going to get the dock up. He's actually going to get the dock up as long as MarineLorD doesn't commit. Oh, yeah, he commits. Okay. Oh, the dock should get up, though. I don't think he can kill the vills in time.
Yeah,
the Chinese build speed's too fast.
Yeah, if that Hulk goes there right from the get-go, I think it probably just stops the dock. But LucifroN gets this up this way, and he actually gets a wall up as well. So it's going to take a little bit more time and energy for MarineLorD to burn this down. Demo coming in, gets a beautiful connection, sinks the Hulk as well. And suddenly, LucifroN is back in this one.
He's back, boys. Well, that was impressive from LucifroN. That was wonderful maneuvering by him, because it definitely looked like he was pretty much out of it in that position. Really, really well played from him. I didn't expect that at all. But now we do see a little bit of maneuvering coming in, the Dow going down, and now all of a sudden it looks like MarineLorD's in a bit of a tough spot here as he's outnumbered on the water himself. It all just went downhill so quickly for him.
It's difficult, right? It's so difficult to punish the Chinese here on the water. Right at the beginning, the junks just popped so quickly due to the faster working docks. And then the faster working villagers on the buildings made sure that the second dock goes up as well. And now LucifroN is maintaining naval presence, which is annoying for MarineLorD because MarineLorD was the one who really counted on that fishing eco. Now it's not going to be there for him.
Fortunately, he does have the twin minaret madrasa, which means he's going to have a food income from somewhere at least. But obviously, maintaining presence on the water is going to be really key here. Looks like the demo ship got taken out a little bit beforehand. Second one's going to come out, though. LucifroN will be able to secure another kill on the water. We can see that destroyed value starting to rise up to 2,100 versus the 1,400 of MarineLorDs.
LucifroN doesn't have any land army though, so these two Sipahi alongside those two Spearmen and the Meter, they actually are pretty annoying over here. Now, Villager Riot should be able to deal with them, but you don't really want to lose villagers here. Bit of a surround, and it looks like indeed LucifroN is just going to have to make a run for it.
Yeah, he buys some really good idle time here. Imperial Official, do it, Imperial Official. Your favorite thing in the world, getting yourself into sticky situations. But the Imperial Official shrugs it off. Says, you don't need balls for this, boys. I'll tell you that much.
No one dares to hurt the taxmen.
Very, very true. Yeah, these Imperial Officials, they have got themselves a death wish. They love just, you know, 2 tacks in a mining camp 2 screens away. That sounds like a good deal to me.
Oh, beautiful demo again, and this is the 3rd Hawk that goes down to demos here by MarineLorD. He's focusing on microing that army on land, and, well, at least there's a trade-off over here, sinking one of those war junks, but his dock is still on fire, and the repair villager is gone, so LucifroN has to be happy with those naval engagements.
This game turned very quickly, didn't it? You know, it went from looking like MarineLorD's established a really solid position on water, all of a sudden LucifroN just flipping the switch. And a single dock can just make a difference like that.
Yeah, has to be the demos. You sunk 3 Hawks with 3 demos. It doesn't get more effective than that. And you can see that at the bottom left in the destroyed value, 3,200 as opposed to 2,200. Now you have the fishing eco untouched here for LucifroN. He can turn that into Song Dynasty, and you can see that he has banked up 363 stone. So we are about to see a second town center for him. I feel like that fishing eco is about to unlock the Chinese escalation here.
Yeah, I think you're 100% on the money. And that's what makes it so difficult in this position for MarineLorD, because he needs to determine, do I commit here to a feudal age? Do I go up to castle age? Either of those answers is going to have a problem, because your enemy's got this enormous food economy that they're getting from the water. And there's no real way that MarineLorD can deny this right now. Hold your horses, though. Hold your horses. I think we've got another dock coming down. Let's have a look and see. Over on that east pond. Indeed we do.
Nice.
He's sneaking it. Look how many vills he's got as well. Geez, just when you thought it was all over Red Rover. I'd almost be tempted to say, like, maybe you got to pull a demo ship in situations like that. It really feels like docks have got so much power. Right? Like, you get a dock up, and it's so hard to get rid of that dock. Now emplacement's going to be coming through.
Yeah, absolutely. We are seeing players use demos more and more to take care of them, because you see that this is the most, or the least time-consuming way, let's just say that, to try and deal with the dock. It actually feels like he's not going to dive into it. Somewhat surprising. I think he could have just committed that demo, but he probably wants to wait for a combat ship to pop out. Nothing coming out though, just emplacements. So you probably just dive with the 2 demos. Should be enough to do a lot of damage. Might even be able to set it on fire.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, you need 3. Let's have a look and see how he plays it though.
Well, hello.
I have to give this demo up,
sir. Sir.
Does it just explode and do? Still does some decent damage, right?
Yeah, it still does some decent damage, but I don't think it's doing full damage. It was rather close.
He sent the other demo out to be a fishing boat. Sir, you're now a fishing boat. All right.
You can grill the fish on those bonfires, though.
He's brought the junk in right next to it. There's actually a vill underneath there. He could just bring that villager around. Second demo going to be coming through as well.
What's happening?
Why is he holding the button? He's holding it for so long. Got a counterattack coming in on that top side as well. It's just going to be spears. They've managed to break through the wall. Looks like there may have been an overchop up there, and a Dow going to be coming out.
There has to be something with the tasking on there. There's no way that LucifroN is just willingly chilling right next to it. It's not even the closest distance. Like, he was so far away.
Can't he just press Q? Doesn't Q just explode on top of it?
I think ideally you would want to just right-click on that. That would be the one that maximizes the damage, but I just see no reason why to just camp right next to the dock, unless he's waiting to intercept ships, but it would be just better to get rid of the dock altogether, no?
Yeah, it would. All right, spears up the north side. We do see the age up on the way through for MarineLorD, going into that MIA, so not going to be sticking it out in feudal. The problem that you're going to have right now is that China's 2TC. China is 2TC. Yep. They got the Song Dynasty, and they're in a pretty solid position, right? He's got water access, still getting that food through. he's going to be castle age very, very soon. And remember that with the MIA, it's going to be 2 minutes before that first mangonel is out. So you can give yourself 2 minutes to age up and then get you sprinkled out in response. You're going to be easily able to handle that inevitable push that comes through. The main thing you've got to worry about are the enemy knights. But we look at LucifroN, he's got 11 spears out at the moment and actually moving into Shukunu. So might not even be thinking about castle just yet.
Yeah, Demo once again not popping over here. It actually finally pops now. And
there
you
we
see
go.
how much damage
Yeah.
it does. This is what was supposed to happen in the previous attempts, I feel.
Yeah, that is really strange. We'll have to ask him about that and see what's going on. It definitely looks like it might be bugged. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Or he could just be leaving it as a way to prevent his opponent from getting out any kind of like Hulk or anything like that, or War Junk.
Yeah, initially that's what I thought.
Let's head to the base though. We'll have a look at MarineLorD's base. There's a big push going on right now. Sorry to cut you off there, Lidda.
Yeah, I think we can kind of conclude the discussion on that dog. We've been discussing that for a long time. It's indeed castle age now for MarineLorD. He's got multiple military schools, but it takes some time until those really start popping out those numbers to an oppressive level. And as you said, the armory as well will take some time until it really comes into play. And that buys time for LucifroN to get to castle age. You see he's already stacking up resources for that.
All right, well, a couple of Chukunu just going to get caught out of position. You'll often see Chinese players throw away their Chukunu as they're aging up, just simply because the Chukunu, you can upgrade them, but typically Chinese players will move into a more melee-centric composition. Spearmen together with palace guards, mainly focused with some nest of bees on the backside, but we do see LucifroN adding in more Chukunu at this point. Vils were moving forward, potentially for that hunt. He's just trying to keep himself alive at this point. Needs to be really careful. This is actually a critical moment right here. If LucifroN loses these units, he's going to be at a significant disadvantage. Now, the clock tower's coming down. He's going to be able to move into palace guards, which should be able to clean this up. But he just doesn't want to go idle. That's going to be the big part of this defense.
The worrisome detail for him is that MarineLorD is already at 11 men-at-arms. And men-at-arms, they won't care about your town centers. They will just dive underneath, and they will start picking apart your eco. And when they are just walking around in your eco, killing villagers one by one, even one or two nest of bees won't really help cleaning them up. So for MarineLorD, he's going to be able to do a lot of damage over here. And for LucifroN, this is going to be a tough hold. He should be able to get rid of this southern army with one nest of bees, but the men-at-arms that are coming from the north, that's going to be a worrisome detail.
Yeah, we can see he's actually dropped down a whole bunch of archery ranges and just going to be moving into palace or into crossbows, which is definitely the correct play here on the defense. So going to be playing maybe a crossbow palace guard type of style. But this is the part that I was concerned about. It's that he's going to go idle. We can see the lack of walls on the front going to contribute heavily to it. Also at the south side, more men-at-arms going to be coming through. A couple of crossbows finally here to help out. Together with the hand cannon slits from the town center, should be fine, but he is losing villagers. In fact, we do see, so far, 21 worker kills from MarineLorD. More men-at-arms into the wood line. And now you got problems, because this timing window is exactly what MarineLorD realized he needed to hit.
Yeah, you can supervise your range to produce crossbows. Problem is that you don't have the resources for it, and when you only have a handful of crossbows, the men-at-arms actually beat them. And right now, we only have 5 crossbows for LucifroN. Looks like he's going to hold off the first wave, but there's a tremendous amount of idle time, and his eco, the eco that he has had with the Chinese, is essentially gone.
The problem that you've got is your TC's on the front side, so you're probably going to be losing this TC because you're not going to be able to apply pressure to the mangonel. There's just going to be way too many units coming in onto that mangonel, and that TC is almost certainly going to be going down. So that's not a good thing. In addition to that, you've lost a lot of villagers in this push. We'd have to check the graphs at the end of the game, but obviously we can see 31 worker kills at the moment. A lot of that's going to be fishing boats, but there have been a huge amount of villas that have gone down here.
And the raids continue. 35 eco destroyed by MarineLorD. And you see LucifroN, who also has fishing eco, who had the Chinese Song Dynasty, now has less workers than MarineLorD. This is why those men-at-arms are so oppressive. They just ignore anything, run into your eco, and at the very least shut it down, but in most cases just rack it all together.
I think the part that hurts the most is just a single wall across the front here. It would have been an expensive wall, maybe like 120 wood, but it would have shut this down completely. The first round of men-at-arms would have never gotten through here, and now finally going to be dropping down this wall, but, you know, I can't help but think of 2006 hit single from JoJo. It is just too little too late. You know it's just too little too late.
You still have the 2 TCs if you're LucifroN, at least for like 20 more seconds. And we've seen that LucifroN isn't really willing to give up early, but there is the caster curse, I guess, just taps out. And we have ourselves a decider game here.
MarineLorD doing well right there. LucifroN tapping out. Let's take a look at that village account, because there was a lot of vills that went down there, and that was the thing that scared me the most, and that's exactly what happened. Just a lack of walls, not able to get to that crossbow production quickly enough. And now we head to a decider. So LucifroN just tapping out. Definitely a hard game. I think if taking a look back at that game, the one thing that really got to me was the fact that you were just so easily able to throw a dock up over on that shoreline and cause so much havoc for your enemy. Is it that they're like, obviously having the docks build quickly is a thing, but is it a healthy thing when docks? I guess it also like comes into account that you've got the Chinese, so they've got the extra build speed.